But it's a full Friday night, Saturday event, and we take, I think, a pretty well-rounded squad from the totality of our league. It's not necessarily an all-star team, but some great personalities, people that have a lot of chemistry together. We go up there, but it's very, very wild. Friday night is nothing but pure debauchery, which is part of the charm. I think if the other teams actually knew the extent to which we went out the night before, like that would just kill them. And the fact that we show up and still, run up the score 30-0 the following day at 7 in the morning is just amazing. So it's a great time. A very, very nice woman that happened to drink a little too much. Based on her alcohol consumption, got a little rowdy, and again, I think the footage kind of speaks for itself. This year, things kind of went to a new extreme. We poured out of the bars. We actually left a little bit early, so we had some extra time on our hands, and unfortunately, a lot of alcohol back at the room, so things kind of spilled over. Cops came. People were kicked out. People slept in the van. It was an interesting evening. One particular person was arrested, and that was that. So, very well-rounded evening. We all survived. Again, we showed up very next day, ate our pancakes, had a cup of coffee. First game, destroyed the competition, continued on. But I think we pushed the envelope a little bit the night before. Friday, reached some new extremes. And for me, that's the league in a nutshell. That's just a small, the potent sampling of what the league can and should be.
Call me Casino Kid Callahan. I was born in Kingston, New York. Have a gambling addiction. And yep, she's out. That's okay though. It was a good effort. I like the effort. And I'm 37 years old. I just finished my second year. I played for Radio 1190 in the Natural 20s. We're the Vanimals. Any team outside of DKBC that is made up of DKBC people is called the Vanimals. And we're playing some tournament. I'm not sure what it is. I'm unemployed. I sell drugs, but the government doesn't know about that.
He's a gambler.
I'm a gambler.
Three. Drop weight.
The league had some bumps, but I think in general, we made some new friends, and I think a lot of new people had a lot of fun this summer coming out and playing kickball in beautiful Denver, Colorado. Vail was very interesting. There's a couple chunks in Vail that I don't remember. There was one in particular incident where a squirrel came into the room and apparently stole every lick of clothing I had on. And I'm kind of embarrassed. I'm a little ashamed about this, but I'm just happy that no one really has any footage of this because it would be really embarrassing if that ever got out there. The amount of fan mail and the amount of letters I would get from women all over this great country of ours would be too overwhelming. The power of the handlebar, I mean, I need a fucking seatbelt for this thing. I need a seatbelt for this mustache because, I mean, the women just flock to it, and I think I can't go out in public without having women completely rape me. So, it's not rape though, because they yell surprise.
Team. I'm very fortunate in that I'm one of the first 7 or 8 people, I don't think anyone really remembers the count, that were at the first kickball game. I'm one of the so-called founders of the league. At first it was a lot of pickup games, which I frankly really liked. The idea being you couldn't be too upset at someone if they ran into you or something like that, because they may be on your team the next week. And that kind of evolved. We have teams now, there's championships and all these things. And now it's become this thing with, 400 people or so. This kind of juggernaut of fun for the hipsters who rarely see daylight. And it's good to get a little vitamin D in their systems. I'm a big fan of Werner Herzog. Not just of his films, but of his whole idea about what the world is, about how art is involved in the world. I have a tattoo for Herzog, which there it is. a Herzog tattoo. I've only had it for about 2 weeks now. Herzog's idea of the ecstatic truth, that there's fact and there's truth and that there's separate things, I think is a key part of the world. And you know, it's an essential fact about the world that there is this ecstatic truth. And boy, I'd be much more eloquent about this if I hadn't been drinking, but I have been. Jeff Swank is notorious for being the hardest person to interview in the DKBC. He's an enigma, although it's worth mentioning there are awards named after Jeff Swank. What is the Swank Award?
I think it's the Swank Award.
What's it for?
I forgot. That season I was really heavy into drugs.
I give up. It's impossible to interview the man.
Might have been most drug use.
I think it was for best kicker or something like that.
Started that summer where there's forest fires and we were inhaling brown smog for 3 months constantly.
I'm going to save him from his own answer. So this year you're playing with Team...
2002, I think. Summer of 2002.
I think that's right. This year you're playing with Team Doppelganger. Now, what is it that sets the uniforms of Team Doppelganger apart from other teams?
Well, first I want to say that I am a one-time DKBC champion before I answer your question. What was the question again?
It was about the uniforms for your team.
We wear uniforms.
My name is Adam Pantaloglo, which turned into Adam Pantalones, which turned into Adam Pants. I'm kind of a staple of the alcoholics in the league. I tend to be one of the better ones, I think. Very low belligerent level.
Tell us about the time that you punched in the window at the Swingers Club.
Well, there was a certain incident at a certain sex club. I'll take this. And for the record, all I wanted to do was just play a little drum solo on the window.
Of a Swingers Club.
Of a Swingers Club. It so happened there was a strong finish and the window exploded. I put it on her boob and I massaged it. It's fine. Mondays are a hard day for me, I'm not going to lie. If you want to do this right, you have to go out hard on Sunday. That includes Sputnik and the High Dive and several other places and somebody's porch at 4 a.m.